There are 3 Disney-owned hotel options to consider when you visit the Disneyland Resort, and the most iconic of them all is, of course, the Disneyland Hotel. It can come with quite the price tag, though, so today we'll do our best to help you figure out if these historic towers are right for your next trip. Hello everyone, I'm Piper from Where the Magic Happens, a podcast and community for folks to celebrate their love of Disney, theme parks, and great stories. The Disneyland Hotel has stood proudly at 1150 Magic Way since October 5th, 1955, and has been through so many transformations since its inception. A few things that have never changed, though, are its location and its focus on giving families a top-tier Disney vacation thanks to the whimsical touches of the white-gloved hand of the mouse. We like to keep things positive here at Where the Magic Happens, so we're going to start with the pros of staying at the Disneyland Hotel before we move into some of the considerations that might make you think twice. Number 1. If you're a sucker for the nostalgic feeling that you get when you connect and engage with the animated history of yesteryear, then we get where you're coming from, and that's exactly the feeling that you'll get at the Disneyland Hotel. The mid-century modern exterior with whimsical interiors featuring light-up headboards with fireworks and music perfectly blend Americana Disney history with the fantasy fairy tale brand that their story tells. The Disneyland Hotel is made up of 4 main towers, each themed after one of the lands in the parks: the Fantasyland Tower, the Adventureland Tower, the Frontierland Tower, and of course, the Tomorrowland Tower. I also like to note that since the aesthetic of this hotel leans into that whole mid-century tiki Polynesian vibe, it gives this hotel a more tropical vacation or resort vibe than other hotels, which is a bonus for me, honestly. Number 2. Another positive of the Disneyland Hotel are the accommodation and booking options. Thanks to recent renovations and additions, the Disneyland Hotel now has a variety of suite options, giving families different choices depending on what their needs are. Once upon a time, this hotel largely only offered standard hotel rooms with 1 king or 2 queen beds, so the Disney Vacation Club Tower not only gives those different room configurations, but you also can use or rent Disney Vacation Club points to book there too. So if you aren't a Disney Vacation Club member, renting DVC points could save you some money over getting a room from Disney directly, depending on where, when, and how you book. Room type variety and more options for payment, though, that's a positive. Number 3. Dining options. The next positive of staying at the Disneyland Hotel are the on-site dining options that you have. It is home to the original Trader Sam's Enchanted Tiki Bar. It is quite literally where the magic happens. Trader Sam's is such a fun, immersive experience and something that, in our opinion, every big Disney fan should experience at least once. It's a space that Imagineers poured so much love and storytelling into, brimming with Easter eggs for hardcore Disney fans and fans of the Society of Explorers and Adventurers, or SEA. And just outside of Trader Sam's Enchanted Tiki Bar, you will find Tangaroa Terrace. This is a quick service spot that serves up some Hawaiian and Polynesian-inspired fare for breakfast, lunch, and dinner. You can walk up to the counter or you can order from the mobile pickup on the Disneyland app. You also can sit outside at Tangaroa Terrace and enjoy any of the tiki cocktails that are served inside Trader Sam's, and enjoy the breeze, the ambiance. Sometimes there's even live music out there, and it can be really nice. Last but not least, when it comes to on-site dining, the West Coast's answer to the iconic contemporary character dining experience that is Chef Mickey's, you will find Goofy's Kitchen at the Disneyland Hotel. Goofy's Kitchen is a buffet-style restaurant that has a huge variety of options. It's generally fresh, yummy, and offers something for everyone. And the setting is colorful and very 90s. It has a very nostalgic design to it that I personally love. With characters singing and dancing through the restaurant a few times an hour, Chip and Dale are always our favorites to see here. Disney also has a meet and greet right when you check in to the restaurant with Goofy and or Clarabelle, guaranteeing that every family that wants one can get a great shot of their memorable meal at Goofy's Kitchen. Now, that being said, you're definitely going to want a reservation if you want to dine here, especially if you have a big group. But if you're staying on site, I do think sometimes they can be a little bit more accommodating and squeeze you in, but you never know. So always best to get that dining reservation if you can. And a final note when it comes to dining at the Disneyland Hotel, keep in mind that it's located just steps away from downtown Disney and all of the shopping and dining that it has to offer. You can't get any closer to accessing downtown Disney's dining than by staying at one of their 3 on-property hotels, including this one. And that, ladies and gentlemen, perfectly segues us to our next pro of staying at the Disneyland Hotel, the location. This hotel is within walking distance to pretty much anywhere that you want to be when you're visiting Disneyland. All the dining and shopping of downtown Disney, plus obviously the 2 parks, Disneyland and Disney's California Adventure, all within a very short walk. You're also nice and close if you want to go dine at the other 2 Disney-owned hotels, Pixar Place or the Grand Californian. And other than Disney's Grand Californian, no other hotel is going to get you closer to all of the action than the Disneyland Hotel. The on-property perks of staying at a Disney-owned hotel. There are some extra perks when you stay at one of these hotels, including earlier access to dining reservations than the general public and getting early entry into the theme parks, and that really can help you beat some of the crowds and squeeze in an extra ride or 2 in the morning. And depending on how you and your family like to do Disney, those can be major perks. I'm a big sit-down dining person, and being able to have a better shot at booking favorite spots like the Blue Bayou or Lamplight Lounge really is a nice little perk.
We interrupt this program to let you know that Where the Magic Happens is brought to you by the Magic Candle Company. If you often find yourself missing the Disney parks, then you can bring a piece of them into your home because the Magic Candle Company has a ton of candles, room sprays, wax melts, oils, air fresheners, and more featuring all of your favorite park scents. We love the scents Pirate Life and Banshee Flight, but I also love Little Old Christmas Shop for when we want a little holiday magic too. Please use the code WTMHpodcast at checkout to get 15% off your purchase. Thanks for your support of small businesses.
Well, of course, all of those positives that we've just discussed probably sound great, and they are, but they also come at a hefty price tag. And depending on your budget and your expectations, the Disneyland Hotel might not be the best option for you and your family. So let's dig into some of the things that our team sees as cons. Number 1, the price. This might be an obvious one, but in case you've never looked at prices for the Disneyland Hotel before, they are pretty steep. Rooms easily run above $500 a night regularly, though we have seen them in the low $300 night realm before. It does feel like it's been a while. For budgeting purposes, you should expect to shell out more than $1,000 for a 2-night stay in a standard room, maybe even double it depending on the time of year, maybe even triple or quadruple that if you're looking to book a big family suite. Like I said earlier, renting DVC points can help with that, or just saving this for a special trip. Number 2, the value. Now, this is obviously connected to number 1, but I think this one is important as a standalone con. Let's talk about the value and what you get for that price that you pay. If you are used to staying at similarly priced hotels at Walt Disney World and you've never been to the Disneyland Hotel, you might be surprised by some of the things that you get and don't get when staying here. I don't think that it's fair to compare the Disneyland Hotel to places like the Polynesian or the Grand Floridian or the Contemporary or Animal Kingdom Lodge when it comes to amenities and service. The Disneyland Hotel just does not have the space those other hotels or really resorts have, so it doesn't have much when it comes to that big variety in dining options or pools or entertainment options when compared to similarly priced hotels, especially at Walt Disney World. Now, there's only one pool. The only quick service you can get is at Tangaroa Terrace, and it's a pretty limited menu. They don't have nearly as many on-site activities for kids like s'mores or movies on the lawn or some of the other things that you might be used to seeing at deluxe and moderate Walt Disney World hotels. Now, that doesn't mean that they don't have a lot going on and a lot to offer. It's just maybe not the same caliber that you're used to Now, if you're just there for a quick night's sleep and you're focused on the parks, then this might not even matter to you or your family. But for the price, we just don't feel like there's as much value to staying on site here in terms of services, amenities, and activities compared to similarly priced Walt Disney World resorts. So set your expectations accordingly. Technically, Disney considers this hotel their moderate hotel at Disneyland, but it is priced like a Walt Disney World deluxe resort. Number 3, the Disneyland Resort has great Good Neighbor hotels. Due to the nature of the Disneyland Resort origin story and how small motels and other business seekers quickly took up the land around the park due to the influx of tourists, Disneyland benefits from having some really great hotel options off property. A few that are where the Magic Happens crew have stayed at and really enjoyed include the Anaheim Hotel, the Sheraton Park Hotel, the Anaheim Marriott, and the Residence Inn at Anaheim Resort, which is particularly great if you have a whole family going due to the fact that the rooms are suites with small kitchens and living space, also has a great pool, a continental breakfast, and a bar. I've also stayed at the JW Marriott, which is billed as a very high-end option in the area, and you can still find this place sometimes to be cheaper and arguably more luxurious than the Disneyland Hotel, just depending on pricing at the time. So if you're somebody that typically has to stay on property when you go to Walt Disney World, you really may feel differently about it at Disneyland if you've never been. And you know what? If you're not that person and you always stay off property, then you already knew that you weren't staying at the Disneyland Hotel the whole time you were watching this video, didn't you? All right, folks, well, there you have it, the pros and cons of staying at the Disneyland Hotel, according to our team here at Where the Magic Happens.
If you enjoyed this video, please give it a like and consider checking out our podcast, Where the Magic Happens, where our team talks all things Disney and Universal. If you can't get enough of us, you can also become a member of our Magic Mafia on Patreon and get a ton of bonus content and join our virtual hangouts. Thanks for watching.